final solution to debt-tastic debty debt crisis is more debt-tastic debty debt. Hello, leveraged bailout funds. Welcome to the fucking news. I'm pissing on you and telling you it's raining. Here are the headlines tonight. The world's biggest financial crisis since, last week looks to have been solved by genius bankers at the IMF annual meeting, just ahead of important negotiations in Europe about the Greek and wider Euro debt crisis. The stunningly simple and elegant final shill solution is more debt. Here's what some banker had to say about the final solution.
Do you want debt? Do you want totem debt? Oodles of debt? Trillions of debt? A debt so large that one country could not bear it alone. Then the solution is to exterminate all undesirable national bonds and replace them with one master bond for the whole of Europe. This pure Eurobond will allow us to enslave the whole population of Europe with one investment in your slavery, instead of the disgusting multinational sovereign bonds we currently have to deal with. This will be the final solution to national debt. This will be the beginning of one uber debt as we bail out banks and countries. We are building the future of the countries of Europe. We bail, giving us total control over all the financial affairs of the countries of Europe. Instead of Greece being a slave to a few wealthy banking creditors, now we rule all the nations, and we will owe so much money to the bankers that slavery will unite us into one vast herd of economics livestock, one super race of debt slaves, one pure Reich of shopping zombies. Mein Führer!
Strong stuff from the banks there, but here's Lord Astor Rothschild the 76th explaining the financial solution for the IMF.
Hello. Well, it's been a great crisis, hasn't it? Really it has. Well, for us anyway. So, instead of your national government issuing bonds in exchange for us printing money, which was a pretty good deal for us, national bonds will now be done away with. Instead, we will print euros, and everybody who uses the euro will be in debt to us. This, in effect, makes us your government, but of course we'll leave the undignified business of education and healthcare to some flunkies that you elect. Meanwhile, we'll wheel and deal your debt slavery around the world as part of a much more efficient global fuckonomics we're preparing. It's very good, you know. Now don't worry, you'll still be able to ignore your shadowy puppet master's rule and indulge your consumerist desires at the shops. In fact, we couldn't do this if you didn't, so remember to keep shopping and not give a fuck about your slavery. We hope the transition to a European super state will be a smooth one, but if not, there's plenty of fascist laws and police state machinery to deal with dissent. So, just to recap, the euro crisis is fake, so we can control all of Europe through the issuing of debt via one central bank. Nice. It's a bit like America, but with nicer wine and smaller streets. Your wishes are of course irrelevant, and if you don't like it, you can still elect a bunch of tossers to tell you bedtime stories about prosperity and democracy. Yes. Business will carry on as usual, and the whole thing will be sold to you as a fantastic resolution to a problem we created. And you scum will celebrate it like we did you a favor. Now, fuck off and pay your taxes, or we'll raise interest rates. Toodle pip, suckers.
Here's Lord Astor Rothschild the 11th gloating over our stupidity. We couldn't be much happier with the way things worked out, you know. I personally thought it would be much harder to saddle all you peasants with trillions and trillions of toxic liabilities. That's debt to you and me. Ensuring your children and your children's children get born, work, shop and die for myself and a few other wealthy banking families. But you live and learn. Yes, it's a source of great pride and no little entertainment to me and my cohorts that you have been royally fucked. Oh yes, not that you weren't before, you know, but the scale of the economic
economic lie. The audacity of the proposition and the end result is simply mind-boggling. Mind-boggling, gut-wrenchingly funny. Not only were you forced by law to give up currencies based upon precious metals, some time ago actually, leaving you deluded paupers, not only were you chaperoned into an economy based upon debt by the very people who profit from that debt. My goodness me, it really doesn't get any better than this. Not only, but when the shit hit the fan, you were quickly persuaded to take on the losses of the failed make shit, eat shit economy so we could carry on regardless. I say. Well, we'll leave Lord Astor Rockerchild the 11th there. More on that story later.
Here's Lord Astro Rockerchild the 11th speaking at a conference to decide how to get rid of poor people and keep war factories open. Sorry, that should be how to kill peasant scum and keep making money. I mean, how to distract the population from slavery whilst ensuring their slavery. Nice. Anyway, here's Lord Astor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not beat around the bush. The economy sucks, growth is down, and poverty is beginning to spread to the middle classes. Now, you all know what happens when those whinging tossers suffer just a little bit. It's moan, moan, fucking moan. Before you know it, they'll be articulately questioning why all the habitable land on Earth is owned by us, a few wealthy families. And we don't want that, do we? It's been proposed that we declare war on extraterrestrials in order to increase fear, insecurity, and military spending. Now, it doesn't matter if aliens exist or not. Let me remind you, the global terrorists don't exist. Well, except us, of course. And look how much money they made for us. So, after declaring war on ET, we create some kind of fake attack on a city that's going down anyway as sea levels rise. You know, London, Tokyo, New York, that sort of place. And then we say, E.T. did it. It's bloody marvellous. We flash a couple of grainy pictures, loop the video from the fake attack on TV. It works every time, I assure you. So, now, this will mean massive spending on our corporate war machine. I mean defence budgets. And as millions of dumb smucks join space marines from all over Earth, we'll be able to send them to their deaths on the dark side of the moon, where the alien bases are. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. This is not only good for the economy, but it thins out the number of peasants. Spiffing good idea. We could go on forever. Well, at least until real aliens turn up to share their technology with humankind and show us how to live in peace and harmony. Then I'm afraid we're all fucked. But until then, no one can stop us. It'll be almost as good as the 2 world wars we faked, or that 9/11 thingy the Bushes cooked up. Anyway, chin chin.
And we're pleased to have in the studio some investment flunky to analyse these announcements. Mr. Flunky, it sounds like the idea of national sovereignty is an illusion. Don't our governments run the countries?
The governments don't rule the world. Goldman Sachs rules the world.
Really? Goldman Sachs? And what do they want?
If you have the right plan to set up, you can make a lot of money from this.
I see. And why do they want to do that?
They know the market is toast. They know the stock market is finished.
Well, what about democracy and the rule of the people, by the people, for the people?
This is not a time right now to wishful thinking the government is going to sort things out.
I see.
That's a tough one. Personally, it doesn't matter. I'm a trader. I don't really care about that kind of stuff.
I see. So tell us again who runs the country and what they want.
Goldman Sachs rules the world. Goldman Sachs does not care about this rescue package. Neither does the big funds.
Fascinating. Well, thank you for joining us, Flunky.